In modern warfare, some of the most important military decisions are not announced in front of cameras or revealed through dramatic press conferences. Instead, they unfold quietly behind closed doors, shaping the battlefield long before the world realizes what has happened. One such development recently emerged involving the United Kingdom and its growing military support for Ukraine. According to newly revealed information originating from the British Ministry of Defence, the UK has quietly transferred nearly its entire fleet of AS-90 self-propelled artillery systems to Ukraine, a move that could significantly strengthen Kyiv's ability to fight on the battlefield. What makes this story remarkable is not only the scale of the transfer, but also the secrecy surrounding it. There were no major public announcements, no dramatic political speeches, and no widespread media coverage at the time. Instead, the information came to light through a Freedom of Information request filed by a British citizen named John Felix, known online by the handle Snow 2019. Curious about the extent of the United Kingdom's military aid to Ukraine, Felix submitted a request asking how many AS-90 artillery systems Britain had actually pledged and delivered. His question seemed simple, but the answer revealed something extraordinary. The official response from the Ministry of Defense confirmed that the United Kingdom had donated all 99 of its remaining operational AS-90 self-propelled howitzers listed in the 2021 United Nations Register of Conventional Arms. In practical terms, this meant Britain had transferred the entirety of its active AS-90 fleet to Ukraine. For military analysts and defense observers, the revelation was a major development because artillery plays a decisive role in the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Since the beginning of the conflict, artillery has been one of the most important tools used by both sides to control territory, destroy enemy fortifications, and support ground operations. Long-range guns and rocket systems have shaped the battlefield across hundreds of miles of front line, and in many cases, whichever side controls, the artillery advantage can dictate the pace of combat. Russia inherited massive quantities of artillery from the Soviet Union, giving it a significant numerical advantage in shells and guns. Ukraine, however, has increasingly relied on Western technology and precision systems to balance that disadvantage. The introduction of the AS-90 adds another powerful element to Ukraine's growing arsenal of NATO standard artillery systems. To understand why this transfer is so significant, it is necessary to examine what the AS-90 actually is and why it has been considered such an effective battlefield weapon. The AS-90, short for Artillery System for the 1990s, was developed during the late stages of the Cold War when the British Army began searching for a more capable replacement for the aging American-built M109 self-propelled howitzers that had been in service since the 1960s. The British government wanted a system that could deliver heavier firepower, operate with greater mobility, and provide improved protection for its crew. A company called Vickers Shipbuilding and Engineering was chosen to develop the new artillery system. Although the company was primarily known for building warships and submarines, its engineers possessed extensive experience in heavy military engineering. After years of design and testing, the AS-90 entered service in the early 1990s and quickly became the backbone of the British Army's artillery forces. The vehicle itself is a large armored platform weighing approximately 45 tons and measuring more than 9 meters in length. Inside the armored hull is space for a crew of 5 soldiers who operate the main gun, manage the ammunition, and control the vehicle's movement. Powering the system is a Cummins diesel engine producing roughly 660 horsepower, allowing the vehicle to reach speeds of around 55 kilometers per hour, while maintaining a range of approximately 370 kilometers. This combination of mobility and firepower allows the AS-90 to move rapidly across the battlefield while still delivering devastating artillery strikes when needed. The centerpiece of the system is its 155mm main gun, a NATO standard artillery weapon capable of firing a wide range of ammunition types. Using conventional shells, the AS-90 can strike targets more than 25 kilometers away, while specialized base bleed ammunition can extend that range to nearly 30 kilometers. Base bleed shells work by releasing gas behind the projectile as it travels through the air, reducing drag and allowing the shell to travel further than traditional artillery rounds. In addition to its impressive range, the AS-90 is known for its multiple firing modes that give commanders flexibility during combat operations. In burst mode, the system can fire 3 shells in just 10 seconds, delivering rapid shock fire against enemy positions. In intense mode, it can sustain a firing rate of 6 rounds per minute for short periods, overwhelming enemy defenses with a concentrated barrage. For longer engagements, the gun can switch to a sustained firing mode, launching 2 shells per minute for extended operations lasting up to an hour. Perhaps the most remarkable capability of the AS-90 is its multiple round simultaneous impact technology, commonly known as MRSI. This advanced firing technique allows the artillery system to launch several shells at different angles and trajectories in rapid succession, so that they all arrive at the target at the same moment. For soldiers on the receiving end, it can appear as though multiple artillery systems are firing simultaneously, even though the attack came from a single vehicle. This ability dramatically increases the element of surprise and reduces the time enemy forces have to react or seek cover. The AS-90 is also designed with survivability in mind. Its welded steel armor protects the crew from shrapnel and small arms fire, while the vehicle carries a secondary 7.62 mm machine gun for close defense. Inside the turret and hull, the system can carry up to 48 artillery shells along with the necessary propellant charges, enabling it to conduct sustained operations without immediate resupply. Over the years, the AS-90 proved its effectiveness in several military operations involving British forces. During the conflicts in Bosnia and Kosovo in the 1990s, the system demonstrated impressive accuracy and reliability under combat conditions. It was later deployed again during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, where British artillery units used AS-90 guns to target Iraqi mortar positions and defensive fortifications during the opening stages of the conflict. Senior British military commanders praised the system's performance, noting that its precision and reliability exceeded expectations. General Robin Brims, who commanded British land forces during the Iraq War, described the AS-90 as one of the key battlefield assets contributing to the success of British operations. Despite its strong performance, military technology continues to evolve, and the British Army eventually began searching for a newer artillery platform that could offer even greater automation and faster firing capabilities. That search eventually led to the adoption of the Swedish-designed Archer artillery system, which uses advanced computerized targeting systems and highly automated loading mechanisms. As the British Army began transitioning toward this newer platform, it faced a decision about what to do with its existing AS-90 fleet. One option would have been to store the vehicles in reserve or dismantle them entirely. Another option would have been to sell them to other countries looking for affordable artillery systems. However, the outbreak of the war in Ukraine presented a third possibility. By transferring the AS-90 systems to Ukraine, Britain could simultaneously support Kyiv's defense efforts while retiring equipment that it no longer intended to keep in long-term service. The decision ultimately resulted in one of the largest artillery transfers of the war. While earlier reports suggested that only a few dozen AS-90 systems had been delivered in 2023, the Freedom of Information response confirmed that the full number of operational vehicles had eventually been transferred. In addition to the 99 operational units, the British Army also possessed several additional AS-90 vehicles that were awaiting disposal and no longer considered fully operational. Even these older systems could still serve an important purpose for Ukraine by providing spare parts needed to keep frontline artillery running despite constant wear, damage, and battlefield losses. The arrival of nearly 100 AS-90 systems significantly strengthens Ukraine's artillery capabilities. Ukraine already operates a diverse mix of artillery systems, including Soviet-era platforms such as the Tu-S3 Akatsia and the Tu-S19 MSTA, as well as Western systems like the American M777, the French Caesar, and the German PZ-H2000. Each of these systems has different strengths and operational roles. The AS-90 adds another highly capable platform to this growing arsenal, particularly well-suited for operating in harsh terrain and cold winter conditions. Its tracked chassis allows it to move across muddy fields and rough landscapes more effectively than many wheeled artillery systems, making it well adapted to the challenging environment of eastern Ukraine. Another advantage is its compatibility with NATO standard ammunition, which simplifies logistics and allows Ukraine to draw on a wide range of Western-supplied shells and precision-guided munitions. In addition to the AS-90 transfer, the same documents revealed that the United Kingdom has also delivered other important military equipment to Ukraine, including 28 M109 self-propelled howitzers, 54 L119 light artillery guns, and 168 CVRT armored reconnaissance vehicles. The UK has also supplied long-range Storm Shadow cruise missiles capable of striking targets hundreds of kilometers behind enemy lines. Together, these contributions represent a significant expansion of Ukraine's military capabilities and demonstrate the growing level of support Kyiv continues to receive from Western allies as the war continues to evolve.